on the field. And it all just comes back to her very, very quickly. And she looks basically at full power after the hour. And everyone that is around me gets +9 temp HP.
Oh, with a short rest too?
It actually might even be +10 once I level. Who knows? But I know it's +9 right now.
I'm not near you, unfortunately. No benefits from that.
No, you and Isos do not get it, but all the other party members
Excuse
around me
me.
get.
Or Stella.
Yeah,
I
it was
thought I
Stella
said-
on the roof.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was me
sorry,
on the
I'm
roof.
sorry.
I was like, I want it,
I was
but
like,
no.
for once,
We stayed
it's not me.
outside to investigate the bodies. Sorry, then it's everyone but Bruce and Stella gets +9.
Real quick, just so you know, I'm not on the Discord. I'm on my phone, so I can't see any chat or gifts.
Yeah, so I posted in the chat. Anyone, I'm making food. It's part of the chef feature. When we take a short rest, you get an extra 1d8 hit points if you use your hit dice during the short rest.
Beautiful, thank you.
So Dan, can I describe the temple now? Because it might. Oh wait,
Yeah.
do I successfully cast a spell?
Yes.
Okay, let me display this spell so that I can make sure that you and I are aligned on what I'm about to do. It's nothing crazy. I mean, well, it is, but it's not too crazy. Do you see the text? No, I have to display it.
No, yeah, the
Right.
display on
Right.
VTT.
And then let me know if we get the benefit of a long rest at the end of this too, because I definitely need one. But okay, so you cause the temple to shimmer to existence on the ground. You see within range. So first thing is, will you allow me to do the square that you have here, even though it comes in contact with places? I feel like we did.
Yeah,
that before.
I think we sorted that out.
Yeah, I think so too. In the celestial realm. So the temple's interior is an open space with an idol or altar at one end. You decide whether the temple is illuminated and whether that illumination is bright light or dim light. I am going to make this bright light. The smell of burning incense fills the air, and the temperature is mild. I would like the smell to be that of like sea foam, like something very watery, oceany. Then I'm gonna reject. You know, the creature that it's against is undead. So they have to do all the the things here. The save throw, fail slave.
You can do one or more.
Oh, then all of them. Wait, I can do one or more? This whole time I've been doing it like I had to. Oh my god. Then all of them. Well, let's just see. Celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead. Okay, so this dragon is a solar dragon. It's not any of those. No one in our party is a celestial, an elemental, a fae, fiend, or undead. We don't have Chudward anymore, so we don't have to worry about him being a fae. So I will block all of them.
Okay.
Does this prevent me from talking to my patron? Or
No,
can he just not enter?
So, what is your patron again?
He's a celestial. He just can't physically enter, right? Like I'm not cut off from my powers.
The temple opposes types of creature you choose when you cast this spell.
What does oppose mean?
I would assume that it blocks energy of a celestial.
Okay, then I would not.
The magic there hinders it.
Yeah, I would say keep celestials in case I need to do God chats.
I'm gonna not do celestials because I might consider summon celestial or whatever that is that possible spell. Okay, so then here's the important part, right? Is how that looks. So it is 120 feet on each side. Does that mean this can be 120 feet tall?
Unoccupied cube of space.
Okay. So here's what I would like to do. This is a 120 feet by 120 feet giant cube. It is glowing bright. The walls are water-like, but they are opaque. So you can't see through them. The door I am going to put where the not where the gate. I'm going to put where the gate is. So the gate's inside, and then there's a door. That's where the door is, because I get to pick where that is. Here's the important part. On the the north side of this is a giant, absolutely enormous. We're talking like 60 feet tall, 40 feet wide stained glass window. Let me know if I can keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. Depicting the battle that just took place with a fallen hollow dragon, a shimmering golden solar dragon. All of our party depict it. Bruce with his butterfly wings in the air, and our friend depicted as well, in triumph upon the ground and hills of undead, slain undead, in the most elaborate stained glass that my spell can make. Is that okay?
Yep.
Cool.
You got it.
We are going bold today.
Ice Rose, I'm assuming you are down in the tunnels.
Yes. Sorry, I stepped away.
Okay. Yep. Dragging you in. Luthien. Spirit dragons would fall. Or not spirit dragons, spirit guardians.
Yeah, that sounded vaguely threatening. Spirit dragons will fall.
That sounds like a late 2000s emo song.
Yeah. Or a prophecy.
Okay, you guys take an hour rest. Stella and the solar dragon and Roos on the top. Let me see how long the solar dragon lasts for. Oh, the solar dragon only lasts for 10 minutes. So after a few minutes up there on the roof, it is just Roos and Stella. So it does not get to see the bright temple created.
Well, that was quite an interesting battle.
Yeah, I'd say.
Building a temple for us. This one I'm being a little bit more showy than usual. I think it'd be trying to uplift morale a bit of the team. If you see the stained glass up there taking shape. Do you think it's a bit much? Do you think we might be drawing the wrong sort of attention?
Well, maybe, but I assume that we're probably going to go through these tunnels anyway to escape. So, make it more exciting.
It's true. Well, we'll see if it does its job and it uplifts morale when the team comes up. I could definitely use a long rest though, so hopefully that happens before we leave. Quite tired.
Yeah, I mean, how long does this temple last again?
Full day, 24 hours. So we have time.
Right.
That's why I started casting it right away, so that we had maximized the amount of time we might have safe.
Well, with that, I mean, at the very least, we could, it'll stay up, and once we get our long rest, we can start leaving.
Yeah, that's my thought as well. Well, hopefully everyone else agrees. Could definitely use the rest.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm just gonna take a look at the horizon. Is anything is anything happening?
Roll a perception. You can tell from up here. You're not looking through the temple yet. There's no movement in the immediate area. It seems quiet. It seems silent. Every now and then you hear a bubble and gurgle as the creatures are deteriorating into ichor. But you do see far off in the distance with your Gloomstalker vision, movement through the trees that doesn't appear to be the wind. But it's far, far away.
Just in case, let's get into your temple. See.
Well, I'm making it cover the vast majority of this fortress, so as long as we're here, I think we're safe.
Okay.
How long have we been Have I been casting it, Dan?
So you'll get to cast it as long as you guys are hanging out here. So whenever in that time you guys wanted to have that conversation,
No, just
but
just a little,
your hour will pass fine.
just a few more minutes, and we should be safe and sound inside the temple.
Great. Probably gonna need it.
And so you see a square of light surrounding this whole fortress. Other than that little annex to the side, probably kind of like a stables over there, and then it shoots up and creates a massive cube. And you see the stained glass, almost a trail of light outlining all the individual panels before they come into vision. Down in the tunnels. You all rush down there and start casting your healing spells. Your companion slams shut the trap door and comes down behind you. Oh, fuck. That was a lot of them. Are you all okay?
It was a lot of them.
I will be okay.
Were you planning on fighting all of that by yourself? Just don't seem to be any other fighters here.
I do what I can.
What you can? That was like a lich and a dragon and an army. You were just happy to take that on yourself?
You wear down their numbers, defeat them with tactics, run away when you need to.
How long have
Helps
you
having
been doing
a
this?
trusty steed. Oh, a good few years now. I left, but it didn't feel right. I had to come back.
You have family here, or is this where you're from or something?
Yeah, this is my home. Just me now, but someone has to stand. Someone has to make a stand.
There's no one left. I thought maybe you were protecting people in the sewers or something.
Just us now, but the route's needed. It needs to stand for situations like this. You can get away now.
What happened to
but we
everyone
need to.
else?
I think it's safe to say what happened to everyone else.
Well, I'd like to hear what she has to say about what happened to everyone else.
Okay.
We got as many out as we could. I came back to resecure this route, and as I
Alone?
found people, I came back with more than just me, but just me now.
Insight check.
Okay.
God damn it.
You think whatever you think about her. I'm assuming Ice thinks she's sus, but
Yes, but not like super sus, but like trying to figure out like if her story is straight or if this is like some sort
Well, you are not able to figure that out.
of fair. God damn it, insights.
Well, we're not leaving. We weren't on our way out. We were on our way in, actually. So if you have any helpful advice about this, we're gonna try to kill all the zombies is the goal, I think. At that point, Mara will look at Ice Rose because she's a little bit confused about our main motivations for being here.
Well,
Kill
We're gonna
them
kill
all?
the zombies, right? Right, Ice Rose?
the plan was to kill our way through to Sonoria.
Well, then we're gonna kill our way through to Sonoria and maybe figure out a way to kill them all on our way.
Well, I can let you through the tunnel in the other direction. I haven't heard word in a long time, but I hope it's still safe.
No one's been.
Are you Sonorian? I actually, what rate? Like, is this person an elf? Is she like what is she?
This person is a yes, let me show you the image.
Yeah, Mara's just gonna like, regardless of what they look like, she's just gonna be like, "Are you Sonorian?" Am I saying that right?
No, I'm Etrian.
Etrian.
What?
Ice Rose, do we like Etrians?
What is that?
So Ateria is the nation that you're in now. There's one more between you and Sonoria. I know you know the name of it.
Oh, well, there's two. There's
Corwell.
yeah,
So
there's Moonshay, and then there's Corwell, and then there's Sonoria.
okay. You're currently in
okay.
Ateria though, so you're a few
Gotcha.
countries away.
A history roll on Itoria?
Well, you had to pass through here, and being from the South Continent, I'll say you can roll with advantage.
Thank God.
Good thing. So, the fact that they are right up against the isthmus between the two continents, they've faced a lot of different conflicts throughout the year throughout the years, because anyone who wants to invade the other continent has to come through here. Anyone who wants to invade this continent has to come through here. So when the undead started spreading, this is where everyone kind of moved to make their last stand, and they got reinforced pretty strong. A lot of people came to here to kind of say, hey, we're gonna try to get out. Other people said, hey, we're gonna try to stay here to keep them from getting north. But they got absolutely devastated by everything that was going on to the south and to the east, all flooding up this way. This is where it all came to be, or came to. So this place has been absolutely ravaged by war since the this most recent appearance of the undead and demons.
So, question: do I know anything about their politics or any what's the word I'm looking for? Like when you
It's
work together with someone else.
it's very much different city states.
Right. So
Each
do they
with
have
a noble family.
right? So do they have any diplomacy? Any diplomatic ties with Corwell?
Well, currently the country doesn't really exist anymore. There is no national government here. This place has been completely destroyed. It is 100% occupied by undead.
Got it. What do I know anything about the people prior to the invasion? Or was that already like
They're
done
different
thing?
city states. Each of them are their own faction. You could see if you know anything about her, but I mean, she's just a small
Yeah.
faction in a whole country.
Mm, okay. Well,
Well, it's very
What
nice to meet someone from the region that, is actually alive.
yeah. What faction are you associated with?
Well, my own at this point.
Just you.
Nice.
I help any of the living that still remain. But allies are hard to come by here.
I want to do another insight on her.
Okay.
Okay, that's much better.
Well, you can definitely consider me one.
I mean, so Ice Rose, I mean, she's just being straightforward with you. I mean, she's here in a castle alone, and they're surrounded by a massive amount of undead.
Okay, you see Ice visibly relax. Go back to cooking.
Sorry, what was that, Bree, that you had said?
Oh no, I just said because she said their allies are hard to come by. So while Mara was, doing her ocular pat down, Mara was just like, "Well, you can consider me one."
Yeah, you all seem to do well.
We do our best.
No
Sometimes.
one got bitten. Some of you got in the fray. And she points to like Sasha and Silas. Y'all are okay? And she like kind of looks at your arms and legs. Sasha pulls up her sleeves, shows her arms.
Wasn't bitten.
Mara does the
And
same.
I was it got rough out there, so maybe a little dented.
I'll say
Good.
Stella comes down into the tunnels at this point.
After an hour or a little earlier?
I guess she'll wait the hour. You just let me know.
Okay.
What, besides what we just fought, what other types of undead has shown up here?
Well,
And Ice is mainly just going to dig for information, combat information about different creatures, so we don't have to roleplay the whole thing.
yeah. Basically anything that tries to get north. But she will say, he's been my main struggle holding this fort. He comes directly after me. He didn't like my family in life and likes us even less in unlife. But
he?
yeah, Tarul, the writer,
The one
he
we took out.
He died, but he wasn't
you
dead.
you destroyed his body, but you'd have to
It was a lich.
find his phylactery to end him. Unfortunately, with just me here, I can't keep defending against him and take to fight to him as well. But pretty much anything undead that travels through these lands and finds its way in my wood.
You seem to know this Turl very well. Would you have any idea what we might be looking for with the phylactery? What does he seem to would favor for something like that?
If it was obvious, it wouldn't be a very good choice for a phylactery. I would assume it's somewhere in his old grounds. Well, when he was alive, they were his. I guess they're still his now. But his
Where would that
keep would
be?
be a little obvious. He's from the west. Just probably about 20 miles from here. Our lands abut, and he always tried to get here, extend his reach to the river. But we held strong. He, when this invasion occurred, seeked absolute power, and, well, you can see what that did to him.
I have a question. Have you met a very charming fellow named Hildebrandis by chance?
Hildebrandis.
He may also be going by something the Redeemer. Maybe.
The Redeemer? Is he a
Redeemer? No.
priest?
Well, he was a paladin and then he was a death knight, but we helped him get over that. And now
Oh.
he's like good death knight.
The Archon of Redemption.
The Archon of Redemption. Yes, that's what he's going by now.
Yeah, he's
Nice guy.
he's been through here. He's actually the last one who's been down the tunnel in the direction it sounds like you want to go.
How long ago was he here?
Oh, that was probably 3 months.
Oh,
2
man.
months. 2 months.
2 months? I wonder if he's still around.
Where were we 2 months ago?
That was
Well, it's
probably off when you were doing Voidwalker training. Do you have your
or right
calendar?
before with the
You were probably in Prosperity's Rise. I don't think it's all the way back to like beach episode type
That's
timeline.
true. Yeah. We spent a lot of time in Prosperity's Rise.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
good
and
to
you
know
did the
he's around.
heavens as well.
Oh, it's true. We might have been in a different. But no, that was like a week ago. Like a week and a half ago. 2 weeks ago?
Anyway, about 2 months ago.
But anyways, okay, cool, good to know. Yeah, no, we just it's always good to know, who's in the region that you know. Weird question, but do you have a god?
A god.
Yeah, like in general, one that you worship or maybe blesses your crops sometimes.
I harness the powers of the sun, but no, I don't worship it.
Okay, cool. No, just curious.
So, anything I can get you all while you're down here? We do have some storerooms. By this time, Stella, Roos's temple would be completed. So Roos can stay up there if he would like, or he could come down with you.
Climb down the ladder.
Did you see my note, Dan, that the stained glass is translucent, so I can see out that if I
Yes.
fly?
Yep. Hmm.
I will go take a look out that stained glass window.
Fly up there with butterfly wings.
Yes. Just see what I see, and then after that, I will follow Stella unless I see something very alarming.
You see a massive bubbly pile of ichor where the dragon used to be. A few others spread out, and a whole bunch of bodies.
Any movement? Should I roll an investigation or perception?
You can roll perception.
I'm not going to do keen smell because I'm inside of a closed structure. So there we go.
You don't want to smell all of us that have been totally showering every single day.
We're also in a sewer.
My nose is shut. I notice. I assume I see nothing with that, so I will fly back
You
down.
see a big bubble form and then burst of bloody inky goop.
Well, that's quite. That was stained very badly. I wonder if I could ever get that out of my robe. Fly down and follow Stella to wherever the rest of the team is going. I want that long rest. I will fight for that long rest. If anyone doesn't want it, I'm staying behind in my nice new temple.
I will literally beat people unconscious to make them take a long rest. I've done it before. I will do it again. I'm at full power now, guys. Fight me.
I mean,
Do not go down that tunnel, Ice Rose. I will fucking stab you with your soul dagger. Put you in timeout.
what? Just wondering if I could harvest anything off of that dragon.
Yeah, it's probably not a great idea.
Let's not gather ichor. I don't want that near the food in the portable hole. One zombie is enough.
Yeah, while we were up there, I did see some more movement in the trees that was not, wind. So
Okay, everyone go to bed right now.
we are totally safe in the temple for 24 hours. So we should take our long rest and then go through the tunnel, and the temple will stay up and we can get a bit of a head start.
In the temple?
Yeah, in our little temple-y thing that Roosh just created. Sorry, am I not saying that?
She'll climb up the ladder and look around and be like, "What the fuck?"
Oh,
well-
yeah. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
Okay, that
Maybe I
was
should
real
have
good.
asked. Do you like it, or is it the problem?
Does it keep them out?
Oh yes, quite. Yeah, it's very functional. I added the ornamentation just because.
Oh.
Well, I thought it was kind of fun and for morale. But yes, it will not allow Fey, Fiend, or undead or elementals into this without taking potentially significant damage. Celestials can come in and out though, just in case we do have potential connections with Celestials. So.
Very nice. Can we go in and out?
Yes, the door for us is just outside the gate. So the gate is closed, or has the gate been destroyed? Sorry.
The gate was not destroyed. You guys were able to prevent that.
So the gate is closed. If you open the gate, then there's another door, and that is the one that we can transverse freely, but that would damage or potentially damage us, any of the aforementioned species if they try to enter.
Well, if it keeps them out, I like it.
Stays up for 24 hours, and then I can always summon it again and start, on the 23rd hour and keep it continuous. But otherwise, it'll just dissipate after 24 hours.
Do you plan to stay?
At least long enough to rest. But I'll tell you, this team is. I'm a traveler. I've been traveling for hundreds of years, and I go wherever life takes me. And I plan on going wherever this group goes, most likely.
Does it protect from underneath as well?
Hey DM, I have a question.
Let
It's
me
a cube.
scroll.
It is a cube. So
Yeah, I would assume it protects from underneath.
So, well, it does now, and so that actually presents one issue. There is only one door, and I may have blocked us in from the bottom. Let me look at the spell real quick. I mean, I know I have, but the question is, how do I get rid of this? I think it can only be dispelled. I don't think I can summon it away. Oh, it can't be dispelled by Dispel's Magic. And Disintegrate spell destroys the temple instantly. Oh, I didn't know that. Uh-oh. So I can't even... Is this concentration? No. So I can't even...
I guess technically you and Stella cannot come downstairs.
Oh, come on.
Will you allow me to...
I'll say you can have gone beneath the surface and trapped like the first section of tunnel, but now you guys are trapped here for a whole day, at least from going down under the tunnel.
Through the tunnel. Yeah. So I'll let her know. Well, unfortunately, I did put the door at the front of it, which means that well, unless someone has a disintegrate spell that they can cast, we are currently kind of stuck through only the front entrance for 24 hours. Although, pause the game. Let me see if disintegrate is in my possible spells that I can get, because that might be going to have, now that I realize, a potential issue.
I don't think you're at a potential issue at this point.
Yeah, so I could learn disintegrate. So let me decide if I want to learn that. But
that is a good offensive spell if you want an offensive spell.
Oh, is it really? I didn't read it.
Oh yes,
Oh,
disintegrate can instantly destroy stuff.
Oh, and it makes sense.
It can destroy like walls of force as well. Like it is.
Oh, great. Well, I do. Well, I could also disintegrate the temple if we need to get out of here. I just, by the way, learned it, everyone. So that is that's in the realm of possibility.
Well, I guess we're here now for a little bit.
So if you have this temple here, this node in the tunnel is safe. You can go deeper, and if you need to retreat back here, you can retreat back here.
We should definitely sleep right here before we do anything. I say, looking at Iso.
Well, you have 24 hours before you can access the tunnel if you want to. Otherwise, you can go by foot. That's not the way I would go, not even knowing the condition of the tunnel ahead. I would assume it would be safer. But I also haven't heard from there in weeks, so...
Heard from who in weeks?
Oh, there are more nodes down the tunnel. It's an underground path that we've used to funnel people through here out to the border.
Who would we potentially meet if we go out that way? And I'll point to the direction that we are wanting to go.
Oh,
That we know of.
the next lord down that way. Let me put Pee-wee down.
Pee-wee's like, it's me. You're gonna meet me.
That would be Lord Arcturus.
Lord Arcturus, and he would be friendly.
Yes, to any of the living. He has been instrumental in getting others out. If you are going deeper to do good, I'm sure he would be aligned with your cause.
That's fair. Would it be beneficial if we mentioned what is your name?
Oh, I am Lady Alora. Lady Alora. What's her last name? Rowan.
Is that name Sparkin? Probably not.
You could roll a history, but you have to roll really high.
Do I get advantage?
No, this is not your
Not
country.
gonna be very
Also,
high
what
then.
was the name of the ledge? You said Taurus?
Tarul. Yeah, you don't recognize her name. She is a lord, well, a lady. But it's a small family in a big country.
And what was the name of the next person? Lord
Lord Arcturus.
Arcturus?
What was that, Pee-wee?
What are you doing to him? It sounds like he's protesting.
He wants food.
Oh, I don't know how fresh this is. I have in my notes that I have 65 pounds of antelope meat, and I genuinely do not remember where I got that from.
I think that was when they were learning void walking.
Is it still fresh?
No, it would not still be fresh.
I will dump it outside the tunnel, outside the sewer. I'll chuck
You-
it up. I'll chuck it over the wall at the undead goop.
You have to walk outside the wall to toss it.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll walk
Okay.
outside, chuck it
You
out.
walk out there, and there is big piles of bubbling undead ichor. And then you throw some rotting meat at it.
Yep.
How long into the long rest do you do that?
I'll say before I take my long rest because I only need 4 hours.
Okay.
Plus, I already have my short rest, which brings everything back for me anyway, so I'm fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So after the short rest, I'll walk out and dump it, take a look around, and then come back in.
Okay. Yeah, it's not quite dawn yet. You see those were skeletons all around the door. Big bubbling pile of ichor that had tried to grab Sasha, and then one in the distance that is building huge bubbles that burst, and then an ungodly, deathly stench erupts when they burst. I mean, you eat dead demons and stuff, but the smell is still offensive.
Right. It's like, oh, I don't miss this place. And I'll head back in.
Okay. Anything you guys would like to do or prep while you are resting down here?
Let me just update my sheet real quick now that I'm back at a computer.
Okay.
I
Oh, go ahead.
I just have a couple questions. For the general group, counterspell worth it at our level or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Get it.
Yes.
Counterspell
Oh my
is
God.
always worth it.
Okay, I guess in Magic the Gathering, it's always worth it. I just wanted to make sure that was okay. Because it's between that and an offensive water attack, and so. Thank you.
Okay, I have. I'm assuming she's on like dry rations and stuff here.
She offered to. She asked if you want anything from her storeroom. You can ask her.
What do you have?
Oh, enough to hunker down for as long as I need to. A few months.
Dried stuff?
Yeah, I have a lot of that.
Uh, Silas, could you help me out for a second?
Sure. What do you need?
I just need some help restraining a zombie so I can retrieve something from the portable hole.
Restraining a zombie?
Oh, I kidnapped one.
How does that work when we're inside
you-
the Temple of Gods?
Do you
Oh.
know?
Interesting. It's in a portable hole, which is an extra dimensional plane. What
Is it
happens
a-
when I-
Is it a puppet or a husk?
It's a husk.
So it's of its own will?
No. Wait, did I get that? Did I write that down wrong? This one was a puppet. It was being
Puppet and
yeah,
it's still
this wasn't a
alive.
puppet.
Who controls it? Do you know?
No idea, but it was trying to head
And
northwest.
don't open it up in here.
Okay. I will take it outside to the wall.
Okay.
That disclose our location.
I mean, it could. I mean, even opening it up outside could be dangerous.
Maybe it's not the best idea to do this now.
Okay.
We're all... Yeah. Okay.
In that case, I actually still have the rotting antelope meat in there. Oh my god, this is going to be so bad.
Silas, doesn't have to be tonight, but it could be tomorrow. It can be whenever. Can I talk to you at some point?
Yeah, of course.
Great. And she like stares at you for a second. She's like, "Oh, now, okay." Now, later.
Yeah. Let's. Yeah. What's? We'll walk over to like a corner of the temple.
Yeah, you guys can get out of the tunnel and go around the temple if you want. And actually, after she saw the temple, she probably wouldn't have climbed back down. She would have said, if you guys feel safe in this temple, enjoy the space rather than hunkering down in the sewers.
Yeah, pretty smelly. Yeah. Ruth really did a number on this temple, and she's like pointing at the stained glass and all this stuff.
It's a bit grandiose for my liking.
Yeah, it's a bit much. But what can you do? It's grand.
I can't really complain. It's one of the reasons why we survived the celestial realm when we were there.
Yeah, about that. Well, so what you said before was true. I didn't really take what happened well. And it's not that I didn't want you to find your daughter or anything like that. It was just a bit shocking, and I asked you a couple of times if you wanted to stay, and I would have stayed with you. And I get what you did, but it was still I don't know what I had thought. No one has ever. Wait, let me back up. And she's like, she could tell that like her thoughts are all over the place. She's having a very hard time putting it together, and she kind of takes a deep breath. Okay, so when I told you about my dad, I hadn't told anyone about that. No one in this group knows what happens except for Roos. He's the only one that knows. And you were the first person to tell me that I was allowed to be angry about it. Because.
You should.
Yes, that's true. But when you grow up in a village where that is the norm, it's where that's behavior is acceptable, after a while you just kind of tell yourself, I guess you start to believe it to some extent. I mean, my dad's an asshole, always felt that way, but there was also a part of me that wanted to please him, because I thought if I did that, then maybe, I don't know. But you're the first person that did that, and I started to see you as a dad too, and it was selfish of me to act the way I did when you went off to go find your daughter. I knew that was going to happen, and eventually you would leave, and I would just be some girl that reminded you of your daughter at one point, and you would move on with your life. But I wanted to know if at the end of all of this and all the stuff with my village and stuff too, do you think it would be okay if I came back with you?
Back to my home.
Yeah.
Don't see a reason why not. Everybody there would accept you with open arms.
I mean, I might still travel with this group for a little while, but I don't think I want to go back to my village. Possibly ever. After we fix it, that is.
Lockback is a very beautiful place. It's simple, not much politics there. It's just farmers, ranchers. It's a peaceful life.
I
I
I
think
mean,
you
it
would
sounds
like
great.
it. You could use the peace. I see that. Your home. I will never forgive your father for what he put you through. And the fact that you had to suppress your emotions there. First, don't ever feel like you need to apologize for having emotions like that. You are allowed to do that. And to hold that back is to hold back a part of you that some people might adore or some people might appreciate. I, for one, appreciate the emotions that you had when I left. I know it was foolish, but I also would do it again in a heartbeat. And I would also do it again in a heartbeat if it was for you.
She nods, and then she just comes up to you and gives you a hug.
Silas is taken aback, but he hugs her right back.
Oh, yeah. And she lets go and says, well, I feel like learning archery on horseback is probably a thing, right?
Oh, 100%.
Great. I want to learn how to do that.
I could probably teach you. I have some experience with a bow, but I'm no expert like you. I've heard your exploits. I know you can shoot shit from 2 miles away, apparently.
Only happened once, but it was pretty cool.
I bet. And with that kind of accuracy, if you bring your expertise as a marksman, I can teach you what I know about horseback riding and how to stay focused and be able to adjust on the move. Um, I, we could start as early as now. I could prep up Wrath. I could teach you a few things. And maybe during whenever we have some downtime or some long rests, or whenever we rest, um, we can go over a few moves.
I really like that. I mean, probably first, I should get a bit more friendly with Raph. He doesn't dislike me, but I don't think he really particularly likes me.
With Wrath, if e- Wrath and I are we're very in tune with each other. We've been together for years now, and he knows when I like somebody, and he shares that that feeling with me. I think you'll be fine.
Okay, if you say so. I mean, worst case scenario, I feel like I'm pretty quick on my feet. So, yeah. Um, I mean, I'm sure you're tired, but if you just maybe just I don't know what the first step is.
Let's try for tomorrow. Granted, if things are not chaotic and
If we live, yeah.
we'll live. I can trust that.
Yeah.
Looks
I
over
think
at Ice, seeing what she's doing.
yeah, we're gonna have to keep a really close eye on her. There's a lot of temptation around here, and, yeah, I know how difficult it is to come home, so
I wouldn't even call that home. It's not. I'm incredibly nervous of having Lila in there with your family. I trust your nana, but your dad,
no.
I need my brother to make sure she's okay.
I completely understand. I wouldn't have offered it if you didn't have someone who could be there with her. I don't expect my father to do anything. He hasn't done anything to anyone else in the village. It's just family. Um, and my Ame will take care of her. She knows what I went through, and
Well,
she might be a bit meek, but I don't think she would let that happen again.
the way he treats family, I would not want to know how he treats outsiders. I was
Well,
there. I've seen glimpses of it, but I was desperate for information and guidance on how to find my own daughter. So I see him clearly now.
yeah. I mean, he's a leader. As far as I'm aware, he treats everyone else well enough, but it's usually mostly in the inner village anyway. He doesn't venture outside of it too often, and your daughter is in the outer village, so it should be fine. But I did also tell him that if he touched a hair on her head, I would kill him myself. And I feel like by now I'm getting close to like actually having a possibly one-on-one fight with him.
Question though. Um, you're you left home for what again? For to it was a mission, right?
Um Well, basically, um, every year, those that come of age, and it kind of depends because we have elves, full-blooded elves, and half elves, and quarter elves, all sorts. Go on a year-long journey outside of the village, and it's to, gain experience, brush up on your skills, things like that. And after a year, you're supposed to return and see what I saw with my mother and basically pledge yourself to protecting the village and the forest surrounding, and then you never leave that area again. At least that was what was supposed to happen. But seems like because my mother made a mistake, I now have to fix her mistake. And so that's really the only reason I was allowed to leave.
And I respect your culture. Do you not want to complete that at least and then leave? At least go back and show them that you've grown better than anyone in that town could ever have?
Well, I already went back once, and it was definitely not what I expected. I want to free my mother, and I want to get rid of this frickin' archangel in the basement situation because every year my people have to fight more and more creatures that are trying to free her. And despite everything that my village is, they're still my people. And I don't want them to have to fight anymore. It'll take some time to figure it out. And after that, if we find a way somehow miraculously to free my mother and kill Anihata, either at the same time or very closely thereafter, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I mean I have some memories of my mom, but not a lot. And I don't really know her as a person. I mean, people have told me I'm similar to her. But I don't think I want to know if she would have agreed with how my father treated me on that day. I kind of just want to solve the situation and go and they figure it out.
You have me for support. So, all I ask is that before you settle or come to lockback, we resolve this first.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I really want you to
Uh,
show your mother how good you are on horseback and archery at the same time. I think that would actually be really cool.
just stuck in a time bubble. I don't even know if she's aware in there, if everything has just stopped for her or if she can still sort of see in her own way. Because if she did, I kind of said some really mean things to her while she was in standstill. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be complicated no matter what I do.
I think if she understood the circumstances, she would forgive your emotions there. But again, don't ever apologize or feel bad for having those emotions.
Yeah. Deal.
You had them for
All
a
right.
reason. Express them.
It will take me a little bit to get there, but I'm going to try.
She was human, right?
Yes.
How old was she when she got frozen?
She got frozen? Oh god, now I have to the backstory.
You don't have to have the actual dates, but just something to consider is you might be getting to the point where you two are about the same age.
Yeah, I think she is because they were, at least in my mind, they were pretty young when they got married. So I would say that Stella is either her age now or she's approaching her age, like early 20s.
Because that happened right after she wanted to gain access to the inner village as well, which would have been the time she would have gone on her pilgrimage type thing.
Yes, but she
Rumspringa.
skipped. Yeah, her
Yeah.
Rumspringa. She skipped that part of it because
Yeah.
she wanted to fast track to being in the inner village with
Yeah.
um,
So
Stella's dad.
if you were to wake her up, you would probably be looking at someone who's about the same age as you.
Yes. Yeah, so that's gonna be weird too, because she's like my age. I mean, maybe slightly older by a year or two, but basically my age. Wow, that's really complicated. Okay. You see like Stella go into like a 1,000-mile stare, being like, oh my god, is my dad gonna still be married to someone who's like half his age? Or even less because he's a frickin' full-blooded elf.
Oh, that's only the very tip of the iceberg of time paradoxes in D&D.
God, it's an Edward Cullen situation.
Don't even start with the time paradox, Dan. He's still pissed at you with Sunday campaign. It's like,
What did I do? I didn't just reverse everything to the beginning of time.
yeah, but also like all the talk about like time loops and looping through time and like just talking yourself in a circle and like, oh, I want to strangle you right now.
But yeah, after that conversation, Stella will suggest that they go to bed because tired.
What's Luthien doing during all this?
Luthien is probably trying to stay awake long enough to hear whatever we decide on the turn order for watches tonight. Like, not engaging in conversation, but he's exhausted.
Gotcha.
Is a sleepy boy.
Okay, never mind. Mara will not bother him right now with her nonsense. But she will offer to take first watch since she's all topped up now. So that everyone can start getting their rest started. I know we're like in the tunnels and there's a temple and it's supposed to be safe, but
We're
that's
outside the
how they
tunnel.
get you. So I'll stand watch for the first couple hours.
Yeah. So you guys have been talking for a while and you did do a full short rest. So I'll say the first watch is already done, so you're on to the second.
Oh, well then Mara will take that one so people can start getting some shut-eye.
Okay.
Yeah. And whatever Luthien will volunteer for whatever watch needs volunteering.
I will not take a watch because I don't want to be responsible for 3 or 4 when Aishos is awake.
I will take 3.
I will take
Ugh.
4. That's when I will wake up.
I am eating very spicy food, so sorry. But I will take.
Are you crying?
Oh my god, I'm impressed. Is what is happening here. Holy shit.
Wait, in Utah?
Mm-hmm. Well, let me tell you why. Because for the last 3 days, I have gone to every place and ordered the spiciest thing, and every time they're like, "Well, it's really spicy," and every time like, "This is the blandest, horrible food I've ever had."
Yeah, it's Utah.
Yeah, it's bad. So I went with Buffalo Wild Wings and got the hottest 3 because I know they're hot. But for some reason, I got anyway. It's hotter than usual. So
Was it
Buffalo
sitting out
Wild
for
Wings
a
is
while?
hot?
Yeah, they have a hot. They have a hot like a the mango habanero. If you get the hottest flavor, is it's got a kick. Anyway, I will be taking. I'll take the watch with Mara. If she's taking. Oh wait, you're not taking one, Mara?
Oh, I am taking one. Yes.
Yeah, I'll take the one with Mara.
Cool.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Whew.
Let's roll.
What watch is Sasha on?
Sasha's on last watch. Okay. Mara and Roos, anything you guys would like to do in particular?
I'll default to you first, Mara. You're muted if you're talking.
Oh, sorry, me. What?
Anything you'd like to do particular on your watch, or just see how things go?
Just kind of see how things go, unless like Roos wants to start talking. She's
I
still
do-
kind of going. Oh, you do? You do want to
Well,
talk? Okay.
yeah. I mean, I was gonna, but I was gonna wait to see if you start conversation first.
She's just kind of hanging around. She's kind of like poking like at her Book of Shadows a bit. Like she did comment on your temple when she went to go look at it. She's like, "Oh, that's really nice. That's beautiful up there."
Well, thank you. I was.
My taste, but you know.
Yeah, not really my taste either, but I was trying to depict, something to lift morale.
That's pretty nice. You know, Mara will actually start carving cleric symbols into one of the sides of the tunnels.
Yeah, how about it?
She'll
What?
put symbols for running from lots of zombies. This place is safe for now. Good luck.
Well, I have some questions for you, Mara. Question for the DM first. How do characters in game experience leveling up?
So it wouldn't be like all of a sudden, boom, you have new abilities. It would be like you have to work on these abilities over time, and this is the point where you have mastered them in order to utilize them in combat and things like that.
Okay.
So it would be a much more slow burn, like the Voidwalker training, than like, oh, all of a sudden, I guess. Trying to think about it for different classes. Like the warlocks, it would almost be like a new gift from their god. So it would almost be like, hey, unwrapping a new thing. And for a sorcerer, I guess it would be kind of a new evolution of sorts. So your powers kind of, it's a new blossom that blooms, so to speak.
Yeah, like butterfly wings. Okay, cool. That's perfect. That helps. Thank you. All right. Well, Mara, I wanted to talk to you about something.
What's up?
Well, I mean, I have these wings now, and I think maybe I've mentioned this before. I don't know if I have, but typically, what happens on these long journeys we do is we learn Temple of the Gods, which we're in right now, and we find a place in the world, and we cast this every day for a year, and build a permanent temple in that place. And it's kind of a way that we leave our mark on the world. However, sorry, were you going to say something?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the part after? However, my headphones fell off my head.
Oh, that's. I just said. Were you going to say something? However, not everyone manages to learn as many spells and abilities as I have. First, not everyone lives this long, and also I've kind of made it my hobby. But there's a predicament coming up, and as I've got these wings, and I've learned some new abilities that I've been working on. I'm working towards. Well, and I know since you've been involved with it, and the party seems to have an adverse reaction to this. I'm pretty close to learning the wish spell. And you've used the wish spell, correct? You've used it before.
Once.
Yes, and how would you describe that experience?
Well, the wish spell, if used properly within context, is actually a wonderful spell. You know, you can perform any feat of magic that you can that you know of. You can just do it with no consequences. But the way that I used it had nothing but consequences since I asked for basically the universe to change.
I see.
So don't do that. If you do want to use, because I can't even use wish. I don't even think I can even learn it at this point. Like that would suck if like you learned something and then like you could never use it again. Um, but yeah, I can't make wishes at all anymore. So that is one of the risks of the universe.
Interesting. Well, I prefer that maybe don't mention to the rest of the party just yet. I know there's a lot of sensitivity around it, but I've just been contemplating it and what I would do with it. And I mean, obviously, there's the practical purposes and the uses of it, but my people do occasionally have other uses. Excuse me, sorry. They do have other uses, and they're not. We don't really outlaw anything when it comes to usage of spells. Especially spells that high. Typically, the people who have worked their way to that have also reached a level of responsibility and I would say maybe, I don't want to say enlightenment, but at least responsibility enough to use it well. And I believe I have. But
well, if you don't use it well, the universe does have ways of just correcting itself. So, you know.
like water around a stone, I guess.
Or like plucking a stone out of the river entirely and deciding it's an acorn now.
That does sound more in line with a wish. You're right. Well,
So yeah, be careful if you do. If just be careful when you play with it. You know, stick to.
be careful. Be careful what I wish for.
Yeah, because like honestly, you could just get shuttled off to like a parallel dimension, or like you could just go crazy and like think things are happening. You never know what's gonna happen with the wish spell.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you. That's just good to talk it out. Next time I'll go for less gaudy on the temple. You're right. This is a bit overdone.
So do you? How much of like you've been around since? When did you join us?
It's been.
But well, anyway,
Wow.
what's your opinion on like my patron situation?
Well, I met him, spoke with him, and I trust him. I trust him to look after his own interests, and I feel like his interest is aligned with more good than bad would be the way I'd say it. And by good, I mean I don't feel like he's a danger to us or to our plane of existence.
Well, I was just
But
thinking, you know,
I've been
we're
wrong
fighting
before.
all these undead and stuff. Like, I was feeling that like we're doing this out of order. Like, this would have been way more helpful if James like was here instead of like in prison.
Yeah, I also thought that going to him first made the most sense. But again, I it's not in me to lead. That's not what I do on this journey. And
Have you met Hildebrandis before?
yes, we met in the forest after
that's right,
fighting the shapeshifters.
You
Yes, he was
did in the
I
forest.
quite enjoyed Hildebrandis. I thought he was an excellent chap. Little
Maybe-
dark.
Maybe
but he
we'll
had-
meet Hildebrandis.
Well, just so you know, the temple doesn't block celestials at all. I figured you might need that contact. And, that's another thing I'm working on is possibly having some celestial influence in my life as well. But not tonight, so that's a future
wait.
thing.
You have a celestial?
I don't, but I have potentially the ability to summon one. I don't now. It's an
Like
option.
anyone?
No,
Like, can you choose?
that's an excellent question. As I'm searching for the spell in the,
Because like, can you summon someone out of prison?
well, let me
We could just
Let
solve
me-
this
Is
whole
it
thing right here,
conjure
me and you.
celestial?
it's summon celestial.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like it's a summon spell. It's a corporal form. You call forth a celestial spirit that manifests in an angelic form in an unoccupied space. The creature is an ally to you and your companions. Yeah, it's not a specific one, but let me see the other one. There are
I
two.
mean, given that they seem to be very few celestials, and it might be a random roll to die who you get, you could get James.
There also is conjure celestial. I have both at my disposal.
Conjure, I know for certain, is CR limited, so you would absolutely not be able to get James with it.
And summon, I think is the same thing. It's a lower level spell. So, and the wording is similar. So no, it's it would just be I'd be summoning a celestial form, as it were, not a specific celestial. It's not that sort of thing. But anyway, I can help you get in contact with James, or I can send to him. Can I not? I'm
Well, I mean,
do-
I can talk to him basically whenever I want. So, like,
No, that's
talking to
true.
him isn't difficult.
Do you get the sense that the party doesn't trust him? How do you feel?
I know for a fact the party doesn't trust him.
Hmm.
Well, maybe not everybody in the party, but Luthien definitely don't like that guy. Even I don't know. I think he might be coming around though. I think I might be able to get them to be friends. I'm pretty sure Ice Rose is not a fan, but she's just okay with him because he's not a demon.
Have you noticed? I didn't know if you've noticed, but have you noticed? Oh, actually, I should probably roll. Can I roll a perception on whether or not I've noticed Ice side eyeing me?
Ice, has that been at all subtle?
I mean, not really, but it's like a side eye. It's not a very like overt.
What's your passive perception?
Or would it be an insight? My passive perception is, God, where is that? It's up here. Passive perception is 12. My passive wisdom insight is 17.
Roll a perception.
Oh,
no.
Okay, then never mind. Then I won't say what I was going to say.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be passive insight, because you would have had you have to see it to be able to figure out what it is.
Yeah, makes sense.
Or
Well, then I won't say what I was going to say, but I will say, well, Ice Rose does seem suspicious of most people we meet.
Also true.
While he thinks that she absolutely loves him.
I mean, we spent time making the potion together, and I gave you the bracer.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, she's my fan. I'm on Team Ice Rose. She loves me.
Not going to go well.
Well, I think he's safe. How did you meet him? I mean, not too familiar with how it works, but isn't there a process, or some sort of like learning or get to know you phase?
Kind of. So in my church, it's kind of a little bit different for everybody, like how things work. There's no like set way for any of it, but generally people who grow up in my church that are warlocks, their patron chooses them
Interesting.
after a bunch of like learning and like practical classes. Like there's I learned a bunch of stuff from my church. And so I met him and he asked me to tell him a story. And I told him a story. And then he said that I would be a great wanderer. And then after that, I woke up like 4 towns over with 2 pennies in my pocket. And I had to make my way back. And then I didn't see him again for like another 2 years.
Well, was it a good story or a bad story? I don't know I don't know what.
Well, I mean, it
how to
was a
take that.
good story. No, it was a story. It was a story of there was this guy that was in my town that I grew up with, and he made like this really good like meat and bread, and I would go there like every day for breakfast or lunch, and he sent me to go get like some goat cheese or whatever. I don't know how the story went, but apparently he liked the story, and he's been giving me lots of power ever since without really directing my direction at all with it, which is a little frustrating. But I guess that's part of his teaching style.
Interesting. Oh, well, I appreciate that. I like that style. I've taught like that in the past as well, although not all of my students well survived. But
What?
they were
Wait,
they
your students didn't while you were teacher?
well, in a sense, yes, in a sense there was times. My son was one of them. I think I mentioned that before, but
You killed your son in class?
I did not. I can't believe I'm laughing about this. Thank you. In hundreds of years, I've never laughed about my son's death. That sounds hard to say. No, he was a pupil of mine. He was also learning magic, and up to a certain age, it's common for if a parent also has the abilities to cast spells, they'll usually teach to a certain age. And there was an issue, and there was a conflict over some water rights with another neighboring group, not of Loxodon, another neighboring group. And long story short, well, I taught him to be too bold too soon. I think that maybe after hundreds of years of thinking about it, might have been the flaw. And I've wrestled with that many times. Is it did I teach him to be too bold too soon, or is that just youth? Is that just what it is? And I don't know. I wish I knew, but I'll never cast that wish.
Yeah, that wish would come with some pretty weird consequences.
Yes, yeah, no, I've worked through that. That's I worked through that. I wouldn't allow myself to pursue learning it if I was tempted by that.
Do you have other kids still alive?
I do. I have 2 daughters. I speak with them regularly.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they're wonderful. They're great. Well, one of them is wonderful and great. The other one is wonderful and growing.
Where are you from, by the way?
Well, I'm from
Like regionally.
far north. Far north.
Huh. Maybe I'll have to go up there. It'd be cool to see the land of the elephants.
It is. It's quite a beautiful place. Lots of water and lots of dense forest with big leaves. I guess what you'd expect.
All right, should we get the next?
Yes, we should.
duo?
Yes, we definitely should.
All
Yeah,
right.
we should wake them
Well,
up.
Yeah, your watch passes without issue.
it was Luthien and Silas next, right? Oh wait, no, Silas isn't taking one.
Oh yeah. So then was it Luthien and Stella? I know someone said they weren't taking one. I guess that was Silas.
I was on third.
Okay. Yeah, so this is third because the first watch was the short rest plus chatting. So
Yeah.
anything you guys would like to do or just see how things play out?
See how things play out.
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing of note.
Great.
Perfect.
Stella just fixes up her arrows because she went through a lot of them today.
Luthien is more moody than normal, which seems like a lot, but you know. that's
Do
it.
I notice that?
I
You could
mean,
roll an insight, unless he's
Yeah.
not trying to hide it.
Are you not trying to
no,
hide
no, he's going about his day. He doesn't know what other people think about him. Are you kidding?
it? I guess roll an insight then. Nope. I'm just like, he's just going about his business.
Yeah, I don't seem any more surly than normal, I guess.
She will say, you kicked ass out there today.
Oh, you think so? I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like it was very tense. I don't know why. I just have a bad feeling
Hmm.
lately.
About what exactly?
I don't know. I don't. Uh, I just feel like something bad is gonna happen.
Pending
Like,
sense of doom?
yeah, yeah, but not like that's understating. That's normal. That's what I feel most of the time.
Oh.
It's not just amplified, it's different. I don't really know how to explain. I don't know.
Huh.
Maybe it's just been a long day and
I mean, it definitely
I'm
has
tired.
been that, but also, I, with my upbringing, you're taught to trust your instincts, even if you don't have anything to uh, quantify it, I guess. Even if you don't have any evidence, you should still trust it. Might
Well,
not be apparent now, but it could be apparent later.
that's fair and I appreciate it, but even if I trust it, I'm not sure what I can do about it. I
Yeah,
don't know what anybody can do about it.
I mean, we're definitely not in a great situation. I'm sure it's gonna go to shit sooner than it will be sunny side up. So, is that an expression? She's like trying to
Should
think
be.
about it.
It should be. If it's not, it is now. Instant classic.
Well, I'll definitely keep a lookout, and if you feel anything else, just let us know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll keep a lookout too. And um, anyway, you've been great. You've always been passionate. I know that you've got a lot on your mind too, and you still show up, and you still got it. You're still just incredible.
It's thank you. I don't feel like that all the time, but I appreciate it.
Well, it's true. So you're welcome.
I I did take your advice, by the way, and I talked to Silas today.
How'd
So
that go?
good. Yeah. I mean, there's um still things to resolve, obviously, but overall good.
But I'm glad to hear it. It is good.
Yeah. I did ask him if after all of this with Ice Rose's village and then my village, if I could go back with him.
Oh, that
Yeah.
that he was ecstatic. I bet. What did he wait? What did he say? I bet he didn't. I bet he tried to play it cool. Did he try to play it cool?
He
Tried
did.
to
He
play it
did.
cool. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I bet he was ecstatic. Oh, that makes me happy.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because I didn't want to overstep or anything like that. But yeah, it'll be good. I mean, it'll be enormously complicated with if we manage to pull this off with my village. I mean, this is the first time I've thought about it, but I'm nearly the age that my mother was when she got frozen.
Hmm.
And that'll be a
Didn't realize
difficult
your mother
conversation.
was frozen that young.
Yeah, she was rather young when she got married to my dad. And yeah, we're almost the same age now.
Oh, well, that's got to be strange for you.
Yeah, but I also didn't really know her. I mean, I have some memories of her and they're all nice and fine, but I don't really know her as a person, right? They're just your parent. And I don't know, part of me is kind of, just wants to release her from her time spell and then just say, hey, good luck, because I don't want to be there with that conversation that I mean, I want to tell her what happened with my dad, but I'm also afraid that she would agree, and I just don't want to know to a certain extent.
I mean, wow, that's heavy, but yeah, I get it. Uh, like if it turned out that you two were of the same mind, is it like worth finding that out at the risk of what could like really go wrong and be damaging? It's a really
Yeah.
tough call.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely going to tell her, and I at least stay long enough to tell her, not stay too long because I don't want to interact with my dad for that long. But yeah, and then I guess just let her decide. And then, I mean, I'll tell her where I'm going if she ever wants to find me. And I might still adventure for with you guys for a little while longer, but eventually, uh, been fighting things nearly my entire life. Kind of want to just stop.
I think you've earned some time to yourself for sure already, even without doing all the borderline impossible things lined up ahead of us. You've already earned that, and I'm sorry that didn't work out that way.
Well, it's going to work out the way that it works out. And I hope you do know that you too, you deserve some quiet time as well. I mean, I don't know all the details, but I think I know the broad strokes.
I will hold out hope I'll get my quiet time someday. I haven't given up.
Nor should you.
It's about morning by now.
I'm sure Ice
Yeah.
Rose is going to be waking up soon.
Oh yeah. I hope she doesn't go
Me too.
wandering off trying to snipe some undead.
I told Silas we have to keep an eye on her.
Oh, we really do. Oh, man.
I know what it's like to come home, so I can't really blame her in that circumstance. I'm sure she's itching for answers. But still, we have to be careful.
Yep. Yeah, and we do. We'll get there. Baby steps, I suppose.
The fact that she
Anyway.
hasn't killed Hilda Brandis yet.
Yeah, that's a good point. Who would have thought?
Proud of her.
You know?
You guys think and she can.
Yeah, I was gonna say like she actually tried multiple times.
Yeah, and she
But-
got like
but they're-
almost one shot that one time.
I like that she keeps trying to kill him and she can't, so we're just like, oh, they're friends now.
Yeah.
So speak of the devil.
Oh.
So he is.
Hmm.
So the Brandis is here?
No.
Ready, guys.
Your long rest ends.
Ah. I will wake up.
Everyone gets plus 10 temporary HP.
Not yet, because her long rest only takes 4 hours. So you guys all still
Oh,
have one
that's
more watch worth.
This is where it gets fun, guys.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
gonna wake us
no.
up 30 minutes before
Oh,
we finish
no.
our long rest, and we're all gonna be fucked.
Yep.
If she goes off, she dies. Okay, nobody go after her. Just we'll catch up eventually.
So after a long night, twilight strikes and the sky starts getting light again. Not light, but just enough to start to cause the stars to fade. And Ice awakes.
I am desperately looking through my notes. Who has the mirror?
Not Silas.
Not Silas? Who'd you give it to?
I think it was
Oh,
either you
Ice
or
has
back to Luthien.
Ice has it.
Yeah, I think he gave it back to you.
Yeah. I would like to look in the mirror of the past.
Okay.
And I would like to look for Tarul.
Who is that?
Tarul?
Oh, okay. Okay. You are not. I mean, you've seen him at a distance, but I would not consider you familiar with him. Just keep that in mind.
Got it. I would have tried at least like the night before to get some information out of Alora about Tarul.
That
so
still
I
wouldn't
can-
make you familiar with him. It's not like someone who you've hung out with a number of times. You've seen him once from afar.
Gotcha. Okay.
Um, I've never seen this roll to quite such an extreme before. You see him lying on the ground with Alora standing over him. She readies her blade to plunge into his chest. And he chuckles. I'll be back. And she says, not this time, and plunges her sword into his chest. You would get the feeling that is the very end of his life.
What's in the periphery? Like, what's the setting? Or do I only
You
see
you really only see the two of them.
Okay.
The reason it was able to be as clear as it was is because Alora was there as well, and she is nearby, and you've spent some time with her, not a ton, but a little bit. Otherwise, it would be even more vague than that.
Gotcha. Well, that's nice. I can tell her she kills him in the end.
But will she still kill him if you tell her she kills him?
I know, I was kidding. Okay, I'm going to go outside and look around.
Okay.
I know, right, Pee-wee?
Hi. Is it dinner time?
But before anything happened, since I didn't take a watch, would you consider I got a long rest at least?
I mean, even like Sasha, who is technically awake on this watch, and Alora, if they get interrupted, they will not get the benefits of a long rest yet.
Ugh, okay.
So,
Here we go.
I mean, you could pause, and then if you don't do anything too dramatic, you could resume your rest and get the long rest. But that's the risk of having someone going off before everyone's completed their rests. So you're looking around. Are you going up on the walls and looking out through the stained glass? Are you going out there? What all are you doing?
I'll go up on the wall. What do I
Okay.
see from there? Perception.
Oh.
I will also go onto the wall.
Oh, you stay
I don't think you're able to take two watches.
Oh shit, sorry. Still watch time.
Yeah.
Never mind. Ignore me.
Ice, you can see that the ichor has almost completely disappeared, whether it's drained into the ground or been absorbed or evaporated. You can't really tell, but there was a massive amount. I mean, there was a huge fucking dragon out there, and it's almost completely gone.
Go get some of that. I forgot yesterday. I'm gonna go get some.
Okay. How much time are you spending
Well, it was
doing
just
all
outside
this?
the gates, right? I just want to
Yeah.
go get a sample of ichor.
Okay. What are you using to collect it?
Ooh, what can I find around the fortress? Like just a sensor container,
You'd
'cause I
probably
can't
find
open-
some like bottles and jars that canned food were in.
Yeah, I'll take some. I'll take a jar. Because I
Okay.
can't open the portable hole right now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can go out there and you can try to scoop some of it up.
Yep. Collect the sample, look around, head back in.
Okay.
Unless I'm
It's really goopy and sticky. It's like molasses and it smells horrible. Even to you.
that last part. Great. Yeah. Then head back in.
Okay. What are you doing with your time?
Mhm. Is there ashes or soot or something around here, like from a campfire?
Ashes or what?
Soot.
Oh yeah. I thought you said soup. And I was like, soup from a campfire?
Oh, yeah. If there's soup on a campfire, I'll drink that. But
No, there's no soup. She might have provided some if you asked, but there is no soup. Yeah, there would definitely be ashes from torches and from fires and such. So
okay, I will gather some. Walk over tomorrow and draw a symbol on the back of her hand.
okay,
It's a symbol of Senoria.
okay.
Does this ichor applied to my skin cause damage?
It's
It's not-
just soot
Yeah.
from a
Oh,
fire.
just okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not painting you with like undead ichor.
I thought you were
That's
about to
gross.
paint me with ichor, and I'm like, bitch, I will hellish rebuke you if that burns.
No. Did
What are
it
you
burn,
painting
by the
on
way,
me?
when Symbol of Sonoria.
Okay.
Did it burn and when I touched it? Because I would have just poked at it.
Oh, you're touching the ichor?
I would have just poke it.
What
does
are
it
you
do?
immune to necrotic damage?
I am not immune to necrotic damage. I got nothing against necrotic.
Okay, you take 13 necrotic damage.
Fun. Okay, and then paint the
Those
thing
are going to
on.
be the best Molotov cocktails.
That is an excellent idea. I will spend the rest of my watch gathering more jars.
Okay, roll me a d20.
The D20.
Okay. 9 of them, and then roll me a gathering check. Let's call that a survival.
Survival? Yeah.
And these are undead, so let's say you can do that at advantage to see how quickly you get this done. Okay, you get this done really quickly. You get these jars filled up, and you feel like you have another 30 minutes on your rest.
Cool. I will place them in a little pile near the party because I can't open the portable hole to store them.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. Just
Okay.
start cooking breakfast.
Yeah. You start cooking breakfast. The sun starts peeking over the horizon. Alora wakes up and stretches her arms. You see a little bit of worry in her face. She starts walking over to the ramparts, goes up on the wall, peers out, and is just staring out the stained glass window. Everyone starts waking up, paying attention to getting ready for the day, seeing what Ice Rose has cooked. And there's a little rattling sound of glass as 10 little jars shatter. And the black goop starts coalescing. And that's where we're going to leave it.
God damn
As
it.
in, it starts
Great.
coming together like
Yep.
a living creature.
Yep, it's moving.
And we do not have the benefit of a long rest?
No, you just complete your long rest.
Okay,
Wait.
good, because I already did it. I was
Yeah.
like, uh-oh.
Was I
that's-
able to actually bring it inside?
You brought it inside. Yeah, you put it next to the party.
She just puts...
What
Okay.
the fuck?
Wait a second.
You wanted to collect it and you wanted to bring it in, and you stated you sat it next to the party.
Well, because of the Temple of the Gods, I brought it. I was able to bring it inside.
It's not undead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my god.
I suppose
It's
you're not
probably an
allowed to
abomination or
gloat
something.
anymore.
at least you guys got a long rest this time.
Can we wait a second? Real quick questions. Okay, we're located exactly where we're supposed to on the map right now, right? I just want to make sure we're all in the right place.
She is up on the oh wow, I did not want to grab all that. I think it was there. Oh wow, that's
Who's the sus one now? Jeez. Yeah, it is funny that Stella and Luthien and Mar, everyone is like, we need to keep an eye on her, and then no one did.
Pretty much. It's like
Well, Ice Rose was like third or fourth watch, and I was like third watch, and then she was like fourth watch, and I was like, okay, fine.
Look, I just wanted to contact gods, but I was like, maybe I shouldn't go crazy right before a long rest. But maybe I should have. Maybe I should have, you guys. We could have gotten more answers.
All right. Well,
I got after this.
Well, hey, on the bright side, you only collected 9 jars. And on the other bright side, well, I guess for you, but not for them, you collected them so quickly that you were back inside at the end of your rest.
Terrible.
I
Awful.
feel like the DM is doing this to me on purpose at this point.
You just told me you wanted to collect all this goop, and I was like, okay.
We told you not to go out there and collect anything.
literally the only way that the Temple of Gods can be can be surpassed is to bring it in ourselves.
I need
I
jars of
do.
goop.
Yeah, I'm curious now. If they turn into like a Feyfiend or undead while inside, what does it do to them? Is a spell around the entrance only, or is that something that does it do something to them if they're also? If they
Well,
make it inside?
you'll have to see.
Find out next time on
Dungeons and Dragons.
It's Heading West.
On Ice fucked it up again.
Press your luck.